Hi, my name is Christelle and this is Untethered Love. Welcome to the channel, Capricorn. This is your reading. If you're coming over from TikTok, welcome. And let's just get into the cards quickly. I've really been trying to make these messages condense these videos, but they keep coming out 40 minutes long. The first goddess that came out for you is Allah, grief. The affirmation for this is, I'm supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. We have Atiti, worthiness. The affirmation for this is, I matter. And last we have Medusa, rage. And the affirmation for this is, I have a right to my feelings. The three cards that came out for you for the past, present, and future are the Four of Spades, the Queen of Spades, and the Ten of Spades. There's a lot of air energy, a lot of, I want to say your three upper chakras are activated, the throat, third eye, and crown. I want to tell you to be mindful of the thoughts you entertain. Remember that your thoughts are not your own. You are actually the observer of your thoughts, and you can choose to go down whichever route. You can let certain thoughts lead you to certain places, and just be kind to yourself in terms of what you want to believe, what thoughts you want to believe and really embody and embrace. You've been going through a really difficult time, maybe some sort of transitionary period. I want to say it's a little good, a little bad. It's a little bit of a toss up. There are some good things happening with you, but there are also some things that you are just completely done with. With this Four of Spades, this is why I'm telling you to be mindful of your thoughts. Spades is air energy. Four on the tree of life is Jupiter, and Jupiter grows things. So wherever your attention flows, energy grows. And this is why I'm telling you to be mindful, because then in the present moment we have the Queen of Spades, which is like the Queen of Swords. And not always, but often the Queen of Swords to me, I've said this before, is like the critical voice in the back of your head. Pop for me in particular, it's the sound of my mother's voice, like critiquing me. And that's just, don't be mean to yourself is what I want to say. And really, Capricorn, you have the ability to be incredibly diligent. And so be diligent with your thoughts. And if you need to cut some shit out, if you need to slash the heads of certain thought forms that have been with you for a long time, now is the time to do it. Astrologically, you have Pluto in your first house, is currently going retrograde. It's going to finally leave Capricorn, I think towards the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And Pluto has a lot to do with power. Our personal power has a lot to do with transforming to harness and embody our power, getting comfortable with the taboo, with things that are ugly, with things that are we don't want to talk about, and confronting those things. And for the past, Pluto has been in Capricorn for almost 20 years. So you have been dealing with this transformative energy for quite some time, and it has allowed you to really harness a level of personal power like no other. And in general, your sign has the ability to really harness a lot of power to really get to that mountaintop. And with Pluto there, that's been really pushing you. But now it's at the final degrees. And so things can really feel 10 like they're at their last, it's like at the last straw. The the camel's back is about to break. It can't take no more. But I want to tell you to remain strong, to remain in your power. I was saying this on the video that I posted on TikTok. Capricorn, the 12th house, your subconscious mind, kind of the place where the 12th house is the place where everything in the chart stems from. This is the fertile soil of your mind that creates, is the seed where you plant seeds that create your external reality. You have that in the sign of Sagittarius. And then next, in the 3rd house of Capricorn is Pisces, which is this dreamy, boundless, sometimes delusional, incredibly creative sign in your 3rd house of the mind, of information, of our learning, our ability to learn. And both of these signs are ruled by Jupiter, the planet I just mentioned, the planet of expansion. It is also like a benefic. It gives lots of blessings. It can be quite a lucky energy. It provides a certain level of optimism. And I was saying before that Jupiter is ruled by the 4. It even looks like the glyph for Jupiter is like the little symbol 4 with like a little hook on it. Jupiter provides expansion to things that are stable. It provides expansion to things that are organized, that have roots to them. When you think of a table, you have four legs. It is planted. And because it is planted, it's able to spring forth and expand. You, unlike any other sign, have the incredible ability to create foundations. With both of these energies in your 12th and 3rd house, your ability to be optimistic, your ability to believe in yourself, your ability to believe in what you are putting forth your energy towards is paramount. You really have to get your mind right. That is the only way you're gonna get to the mountaintop. You have to, that's the thing with, you've got to keep your eye on the prize and believe that you can get there. Regardless of the external circumstance, the mountain looks barren, you've got to keep going. And that's what I want to ask you to do. And you are dealing with a lot of grief, have dealt with a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow in general. You know, we always hear Capricorn can be very like sad and downtrodden, but also Capricorn is like the comeback kid. You know, they've gone through some shit and can really take that and transform it. Get that Pluto energy of taking something. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And whenever I think of Saturn, I think of the quote, no pressure, no diamonds. You are able to take the harshness of reality, compress it and work it until you create that diamond. And I want to say here with your grief, if you look at this card, I don't know why this stuck out to me today, but she's pregnant. And the things that are the hardships that you have gone through, the tough moments, all of it, the entire span of your life, your experiences can allow you to create new life, can allow you to create blessings. Jupiter is also rules over children, blessings. They always say a child is a blessing. Now, you might actually, because actually, now that I think about it, because I pulled the tarot cards beforehand, because I didn't want to shuffle on camera. Empress came out, so you also have Jupiter in your 5th house of children. You are very fertile at this time. If you don't want to have babies, do what you got to do. So that is a message. Some of y'all, and the Sun card. Are you pregnant? You guys are, yeah, you guys have an incredible ability right now to really tap into an immense amount of creative energy to really externalize something that is beautiful, something that is a blessing, whether that be a child, a creative project, a lifestyle, some sort of wealth, your career. You allow your grief, your hardship, the great moments, your successes, take all of that, the culmination of all of that, to create something really wonderful and also long lasting, something that will continue to benefit you and continue to endow you with more blessings. And it requires you to believe that you can do these things. If you look at this worthiness card, one, to believe that you are worth having these beautiful things, and two, to believe that you don't have to necessarily put in a shit ton of work. I know Capricorns tend to like to work, like to feel productive. Not all, but they tend to do that, or feel that way. If you look at this worthiness card, there are 2 vessels pouring coffee into these cups, and they're surrounded by this like etheric glow, and as if it's just this person, Aditi, is being provided for from the etheric, from the spiritual realms, and they're able to manifest without even putting in work. Her hands are crossed, she's not doing anything, yet her cups overflow, and the liquid is just coming from who knows where. Just look at all this etheric energy right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna come a little closer. Don't feel like you have to like put in so much effort and energy to acquire these things. Almost like being able to rest. That's another thing that came up when I was shuffling. I felt like very tired all of a sudden. And then we have this 4 of spades, which can also translate to the 4 of swords. Rest. You need to rest. Allowing yourself to rest and truly rest. Don't like, oh, I'm going to take the day off and spend the entire day ruminating about what you need to do or what isn't working out. Be mindful of your thoughts. Allow your mind to rest first and foremost. Even if you physically, you have work to do, you got kids to take care of, all this other shit. Give your space, give yourself time to allow your mind to rest. I want to say fun is going to be the way to get there. Venus is in Leo. Venus is the planet of pleasure. And it's in the sign of Leo, which is very romantic, very creative. Go take yourself out on a date. Allow yourself to be taken out on a date. Do something that sparks, that brings joy to your inner child, whether this is something that you used to do as a child, as a teen, whatever the case may be, or if this is a brand new activity that you never got to try as a younger person. try to enjoy that. It is summertime right now. We can be outside, okay? So be outside, have fun, and that will be a way to allow your mind to rest by engaging in some sort of fun activity. And then lastly, we have this Medusa here. I mentioned Venus in Leo. So it's going to be going retrograde and be there until, it's going to be in Leo until October. So we have some time to really work with this energy. That is the 8th house of Capricorn. The 8th house has to do with transformation, has to do with death, rebirth, has to do with sex and intimacy. So this Venus, which has to do with our relations, our values, how we relate to pleasure and the 5 senses, is going into this house of sex and transformation for you. And there's all these snakes, obviously Medusa, there's snakes, but there's also, if you look at this grief card, she's sitting on this, I think it's a piece of wood, like a tree stump, but it looks like a snake, does it not? And to me, snakes, I automatically think of Kundalini energy. I think it'll be very beneficial for you at this time to practice some sort of Kundalini work, breath work, tantric work. Now, Tantra in the West is often associated with sex, but Tantra literally means to like manifest, to create. So using your creative energy to one, multiply, like replenish your body and like multiply the goodness within you. That is really what Tantra and Kundalini work is supposed to do for you. And there's an aspect of sex to that. If you have the time, I would recommend you looking up Mantak Chia, and he does a lot of work in terms of like using your chi energy and using your sexual energy to replenish you, to heal the body, to heal the mind, heal the spirit. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology that's going on for you, because that's what's coming up. So you have the 5th house, not the 5th house, the 4th house, Aries. The North Node is going to be there for you. Chiron, the wounded healer, is going to be there for you. The 4th house has to do with our roots, where we come from, our ancestors. So wounding around the environment that you grew up in, ancestral trauma, things that you inherited from your parents, the way they treated you, the things you learned from them that don't serve you, all of that is going to be kicked up over the next, I want to say, a couple of years, or at least the next year or so. That is going to be kicked up. But you also have this really beautiful aspect of having Jupiter and Uranus in your 5th house of play, of children, of entertainment, of also of sex, of creativity. It has to do a lot with our creative ability of performance. This is like the house of like actors and artists. So I pulled tarot for you already. The cards that came out, I do a Celtic cross. At the center of your Celtic cross, we have the 6 of Swords. This is being crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. What's grounding this energy is the Ace of Wands. In the past position, we have the Page of Swords. Overarching, we have the Page of Cups. In the near future, we have the Strength. Your energy is coming up as the 8 of Swords. The external energy is Seven of Swords. Your advice is the Sun card. And the final outcome, the Empress. You're leaving behind some stuff. With the Page of Swords being in the past, and right now you're in the Six of Swords, you are, sometimes we're in an environment so long, we believe that we're going to be there forever, but you're actually transitioning out of that. And I don't think you realize that you are actually leaving this space. But there's a lot of newness available to you with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. There newfound passion and newfound resources and material, new material, access to new materials is available. Because there's this page energy going on, and the Sun card and the Empress card really play with your inner child, really nurture and nourish your inner child. That is going to be the key to transition out of this as smoothly as possible. And really trying to find that balance between work and play with this Strength card, which is Leo, the Lion, and Virgo, this Maiden right here. With your 8th house being activated, there may be a tendency to indulge in attachments, to indulge in like excessive, obsessive energy, and you really have to like tame that animalistic energy. Okay, so with the Six of Swords was clarified by the World card, and what crosses the Six of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles, and that was clarified with the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Cups. There's a lot available to you. You're transitioning into a period of what I believe to be of great abundance, of a truer embodiment of who you are, a period of really harnessing your personal power and really standing within the truth of you. And your fortune is changing, is turning. But in order for that to happen, it really requires you to change your mind about what you believe is possible for you. Because at the bottom was the Ace of Wands, and this was clarified with the Queen of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Like I was saying before, this Queen of Swords is that energy of like your nagging mom who tells you how fat you are in that dress. Just having this lack mindset, not believing that you are worthy of the success, of the wealth, of the love that you want to receive. You got to nip that in the bud. And the way to nip that in the bud is to tap into your creative energy. The overarching energy was the Page of Cups. There's a lot of page energy here. Again, inner child. And that was clarified with the Six of Wands, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Temperance. In doing the like reprogramming work that you have to do is like creating a balance, is balancing the scales for you. And you have you really have divine energy helping you in this transitionary period. It's also giving you have like, I want to say like muses around to inspire you. If you look at this page of cups here with the little fishy in the cup, and then the way his hat almost looks like a wave itself. It's this very like whimsical, playful energy. And so I feel like you're going to be getting divine inspiration on what to invest into that is going to lead to some sort of success, some sort of victory, some sort of recognition. And I think it's going to come in fast because the two, hold on. This is 4 of Wands. The 2 and the 6 makes an 8 of Wands. So I think this might come in quickly. The inspiration is going to come like a flash. And that's the inspiration of what you have to do, of this creative project or thing or practice that you're going to engage in, is going to temper this energy, is going to create a sort of equilibrium within you. The Strength card in the near future was clarified with the 5 of Cups, 9 of Wands, and the Judgment. And I just feel like this means there is this lingering feeling of grief, and you're also, again, you're tired. I get this again. You're tired, and you're like, how much more can I take? But you really do have the strength to answer the call. But you have to make the decision to say, I'm going to see this through. I'm going to make it out on the other side as the Empress. And right now you're kind of blinded to it, but you have to make the decision to do it. When you came up as the 8 of Swords, it was clarified with the 4 of Cups and the Lover's card. You're not see this 4 of Cups and then the Page of Cups. Somehow, like you're either like a negative thoughts or some sort of negative circumstance is blinding you to the abundant creative energy that is available to you. And you have to make the decision. Engaging with your creative energy is going to bring a balance of your masculine and feminine energy, or masculine and feminine energy. And it'll be divinely, see the angel up top, it'll be divinely inspired. Another angel right here. It'll be divinely inspired. Now your advice was really tap into your intuition. Intuitively, you'll know what you need to do if you are able to still your mind. I mentioned before your 8th house being lit up. Sometimes when we have a certain way of thinking or being, or like there's a certain circumstances we have been living in for a really long time, we feel really attached to those things. And I feel like those attachments are literally being transformed. They are going to be taken out of your life. With Pluto going retrograde in your 1st house in its final degrees, whatever does not serve you is literally going to be snatched. And it may, depending on how hard you cling onto it, it can be painful or not so painful. Like, do you want to hold on so tight that like you rip your fingernails? Really be open to expansion, be open to being in your creative bag, be open to other people enjoying the time spending time with other people. Don't isolate so much. Being in communion with friends, family, loved ones, partners. Being in this Queen of Wands, Three of Cups, Three of Wands energy. This is like a joyful, fiery, passionate energy. With the outcome, we have the Empress. And although the outcome is the Empress, I think you're going to be kind of weary at first. This is going to take some time to temper, because we have the Nine of Swords, Page of Wands, and Two of Pentacles. It is going to feel a little bit like a balancing act, learning how to be in this new way of standing within your own worthiness, standing within your own value, realizing what you truly value and standing 10 toes down in that, and really nourishing and nurturing your inner child, your positive, optimistic side and thoughts. It takes practice. It's gonna take the Page of Wands. It's new. This is being in this Wands energy, this fiery energy, is gonna be like new to you. So it's gonna be a little bit of a it might feel like a lot of work at first, but it's well worth it, because we also got the Fool, the Magician, and the Star card that came out as well. So incredible amounts of healing, incredible abilities to manifest. And also you just got to start. You just got to jump off the cliff and do the damn thing, and do the creative thing, and do the optimistic thing. Jump off the cliff with like pure optimism. And I know that's hard for a Capricorn, because you're like, but reality though. But I think with Cappies, you can really find the balance of recognizing reality, but also having faith. And that is the task of being a human, is really learning how to balance those two things. I'm going to just pull a crystal for you for final advice, and we'll wrap this up. What advice do you have for Capricorn? What advice do you have for Capricorn? What advice do you have for Capricorn? Do you want to take these? You know, fuck it, we're gonna take them. Let me see if I pull one more. What advice do you have for Capricorn? All right. So we've got Moonstone. The message for this is intuition, insight, inner wisdom, inner voice, inner knowing, inner sensing. These are the talents of the conscious universe that the conscious universe has bestowed upon all of us. But we have to be conditioned to minimize their importance and instead pay more attention to the knowing that comes from experiencing life through our physical senses and logical analysis. Do you hone your intuition? Do you trust it even when you can't point to a logical reason why you know what you know? Your message from Moonstone Spirit is to tune in and listen to your intuition. It will speak to you through an inner voice, an inner vision, an inner sensation that feels real because, well, it is. It has many ways of communicating to you. Now is the time to pull back the veil between the visible and invisible worlds, trusting that the hidden reality matters, and know that your intuition comes from the conscious universe, which possesses wisdom, knowledge, and understanding far beyond your own. Just because you can't physically see it, just because you're not physically putting in some sort of work doesn't mean it's not happening. Intuition. Then we have the blue chalcedony. I think that's how you say that. Blue chalcedony. Slowing down, easy does it, restoring balance and serenity. Life's pace can feel overwhelming at times, and this crystal shows up when you need to slow down. I told y'all are tired. Slow down. And this crystal shows up when you need to slow down and experience serenity and balance. Certainty won't present itself just because you are rushing around. Blue chalcedony spirit brings the message to immerse yourself in the moment and surrender your sense of urgency to the conscious universe. You are pushing too hard now. Easy does it as you transition from the old ways into the new and begin to try out your fledgling wings. You are ever evolving, and the unfamiliar can send you hurrying back to where you were, or rushing ahead to get past the uncomfortable part, the part where you have to confront the truth that you are facing many unknowns. Your fearful ego will try to convince you that the way to get what you need is to work harder, faster, and move as swiftly as possible. But your best action now is to slow down. Allow yourself to be clear on what you want so that your intentions begin to coalesce in ways that will please you. As you look around, be fully present to what is, allowing a sense of tranquility and ease to arise in you, even though you may not be able to see what to do next. The conscious universe has much to offer you, so take a breath and remember, easy does it. And lastly, we have carnelian. Increased confidence, poise, dignity, self-assurance. Rise above the fray Rising above the fray is much easier when you feel confident in your strengths and know that the conscious universe is lighting the path for you. There's no shame in feeling unsure as you leave behind the unfamiliar. But Carnelian Spirit is here to help you grow your confidence so that you may experience dignity and poise, even when it is clear that you are imperfect and not completely certain of what step to take next. You have come so far and grown so much. Give yourself credit and know that you make the best decisions for the good of all when you feel self-assured, because you are connected to the conscious universe, your co-creator at all times. You are awake and alert, heeding the signs that guide you on the healing path. So hold your head high. Okay, Capricorn, this wraps up your message. Take some time to rest, follow your intuition, enjoy the summertime, engage in some play, and all else will fall into place. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like a personal reading, the links are below. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, and until next time, bye-bye.